Let's get into this recent article by social media activist Mimi Mefo that has driven and drawn criticisms for implicating Dr. Samuel Sako, the president of the Ambazonian government in exile, in atrocities committed by imposter and groups. Well, the Independent News, amongst others, has refuted this claim, citing factual inaccuracies and suggesting a potential political agenda behind the report and behind the move by Mimi Mefo. Published on the 21st of June 2025, Mimi Mefo's article asserted Dr. Samuel Ikome's involvement in the violence plaguing Ambazonian, Savannah, Midland, and Atlantic Zone. Her report reportedly drew on the Cameroon database of atrocities, an academic resource designed to document war crimes. However, an investigation by the Independentist News, including consultations with independent experts like C.C. Buckley, challenges the accuracy and impartiality of Mimi's piece. Well, according to the Independent News, Dr. Sako is not mentioned anywhere within the Cameroon's database of atrocities, nor are any incidents directly or indirectly attributed to him or his office. The database, it clarifies, does not assign personal blame to the political leader or civilians living in exile. Critics argue that Mefo's use of the academic data to target Dr. Sako appears to be a misrepresentation of the available information. Furthermore, the Independentist News highlights what it describes as a deliberate blind spot in Mefo's reporting. It points to documented collaborations between elements of the Ambazonian Defense Force, the ADF, and operatives linked to the La République de Cameroon's government. Investigative findings, including those by journalist C.C. Buckley, reportedly detail public acknowledgement of cooperation between ADF operatives and Yaoundé military intelligence, as well as meetings between ADF leadership and La République de Cameroon's intelligence network in other countries. These alleged connections, omitted from Mimi Mefo's article, raises questions about the completeness of her narrative. The article also emphasizes the international legal and political context surrounding the Ambazonian struggle, citing the UN General Assembly Resolution 37/47, Article 20, subsection 2 of the African Charter and the Geneva Conventions, which are often invoked to support resistance against perceived colonial occupation and protect liberation movements. Dr. Sako's role, described as one of peaceful advocacy and diplomacy from exile, is presented as consistent with these international frameworks, challenging Mefo's portrayal of him as a commander of battlefield atrocities. Concerns have also been raised about Mimi Mefo's broader journalistic approach, which some suggesting an increasing alignment of her work with the security narratives promoted by the BS regime over the past 3 years. This includes unusual access to government-controlled areas and a tendency to echo official talking points without, critics argue, sufficient evidence such as pattern. They suggested moves her work beyond objective journalism into the realm of activism, potentially contributing to a broader disinformation campaign. And so, rooted in historical grievances and the colonial government's handling of these concerns, the Ambazonian war has led to immense suffering, with people in the affected areas living in constant fear due to recurrent incidents of violence. The latest development underscores the complex and often contentious information landscape surrounding the conflicts, where narratives can be shaped by various actors. The Independentist News concludes its report by stating that Dr. Sako is not implicated in atrocities, but rather the ADF, and that Mimi Mefo was aware of this fact. Well, it didn't also end there. The government of Ambazonia, through its spokesperson, Dr. Martin Mungwari, in its communique, has also clarified that President Sako's role is a diplomatic role. Not just that, he has a right to self-defense under international law, under the UN Charter and the UN General Assembly. 3, has military actions on the ground, and President Sako is not in control of that. Human rights supports do not in any way implicate President Sako. And also, above all, Dr. Martin Mungwa clearly pointed out in that communique that the struggle for Ambazonian independence is legal, moral, and intentionally recognized under decolonization.